Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking a look at minerals and why I believe they will drop significantly once the patch hits. And in the meantime, get yourself subbed. We also have a giveaway, and this is for 2 Caracal skins, 2 of the Rupture skins, and 2 of the Vexor skins. So what you need to do is I would like you to basically put your in-game name as well as which skin you would prefer, and obviously if you are a winner you will get that skin. And on a side note, it would be great if you could drop a like as well. That would be much appreciated. Thank you. So obviously with the up and coming changes to industry, a lot of materials, minerals, etc. have been flying off the shelves, and we can see this quite clearly in the current graphs. We have a huge spike since the release of the information that obviously things will be changing and roughly how they will be changing. And this causes 2 problems in the current moment. So obviously prices have spiked for minerals, or titanium here specifically. Now it's not just for titanium, it's for all, but we're going to concentrate initially on titanium. Now the reason the minerals have spiked specifically is because people can basically build ships at the moment at the current cost, and obviously, as we've discussed in some of the previous videos, the prices of ships are set to go up quite considerably. So if you can get your hands on minerals now and build some of the ships, you will get them at a half decent price. So at the moment, every man and his dog are pumping out ships. Now I imagine these are probably battleships and above, and probably more likely carriers and dreads, but there will be a lot of battleships being produced at the moment. So basically that means at the moment there will be people stockpiling ships, and once this patch hits and the new industrial changes, and bearing in mind it's not happening right now, the next patch that we will get properly, as far as I'm led to believe, will change the blueprints, or will add the additional blueprints that we will need, which will give us time to research them, and then after that they will be releasing the actual overall huge change to industry. So basically they give us time to prep for it, and then they'll drop it on us. So we have a good amount of time left until this happens. Now when I say a good amount of time, that could be anything within next week to put in the new blueprints, and it could be another month before they actually drop the changes on us. So at the point of then dropping the new patch or changes on us, people won't be building ships at that point, because basically anybody that's built them before will then be shifting them. And as we can see here, just in the minerals alone, we can see there's obviously a huge spike in people buying, so there's obviously a huge spike in people building. Stockpiles will be massive, which basically means nobody will be building current ships, because you won't be able to sell them as cheap as what people are building them for now. And that basically means that obviously demand for titanium will, the people that have bought it have already built, and anybody building will be building it above what you can currently buy it for, really. So we're going to have to get through the stockpiles of ships before we see an equilibrium reached yet again. So that will depress the price of titanium. Now we can see before the patch went live, we were going down anyway, slowly but surely. So we'd gone from 6.5, we'd gone down to 6, and we were below 6 before this, and obviously now we are back up. And this isn't just titanium, we've got pyrite, same thing. Now pyrite has gone up dramatically in comparison to titanium. So we can see here just before the patch we were leveling off at about 17.5, 18, and then we spiked to 32. So obviously the price of that is coming down. So for anybody that's been looking at the new patch notes changes, you will have noticed that there is a significant decrease in titanium, and obviously the vast majority of titanium at the moment comes from high-sec. So all of a sudden we've not got as much titanium being used because people aren't building as much because current stockpiles, which means basically the price of titanium will drop, and obviously with less of it being used in future builds as well, then that's likely to depress the price of titanium even more. And so that's likely to see people moving on to other minerals like pyrite. So again, as pyrite becomes better to mine than, scordite becomes better to mine than Valdespar, then obviously the price of pyrite will then start to drop, and so on and so on. So long-term titanium prices are going, or more than likely going to drop significantly, I imagine, from where they are now. I've mentioned this before, but basically at the start in years of EVE, and for a good long time, there were NPC orders up and around about, and that's because CCP had a base price for minerals that they wanted, and that was titanium at around about the 2 ISK mark per unit. Pyrite was around about 4 to 5, 6. Then we had Mex at 15, we had Isogen at about 45, we had Nox around about 90 to 120, Zydrum was about 1,500, and Megasite was about 3,000. So just that alone, obviously ships were balanced around the cost of these minerals, which is why obviously we see ship prices massively inflated for what they were. And that's because if you've ever looked at a BPO or a BPC of a battleship, obviously the biggest mineral amount that you need is titanium. Well, that wasn't a problem when titanium was 2, 3 ISK a piece, but when it's 6, 7, that obviously adds a significant amount to the build cost. And obviously, as you got to the more expensive minerals, it needed less. But obviously, as these have been mined more, the price has dropped, and it's sent that whole balance out of kilter. Now, whether CCP wants to bring that balance back to where it was initially, or whether they've got new levels, or whether they just don't care, is, again, I don't know. I can't say for sure, but obviously, with the changes in the minerals that they have now on ships, this is going to be another interesting time to see where these minerals eventually level out. Now, in the ship builds of the upcoming patch, there are some minerals that will be required more than what they currently are, and these are Mexilon. Now, again, we've still got massively inflated here. And again, I still see that dropping. These levels aren't going to be maintained even after the patch, because there just isn't. And you can see all the way back here now. Obviously, with a slight increase, or even a 10-15% increase overall, or even a 50% increase, we're going to struggle to maintain the current prices that we're at now. So again, it's coming down, and this is likely to happen for the vast majority of minerals, and especially immediately, or not immediately after, but a week or two after, when people are building, prices will drop. I'm confident of it. Now, I look forward to seeing how well this video ages after the patch drops, but you can hold me to it. I will say, and again, I still stick by this, that some of the minerals will drop by 50%. Some of them will drop 20 to 30. I can't see any of them going up from their current prices as it currently stands. However, I could very well be wrong, and I look forward to seeing the outcome and the future of what is to be. But they are the reasons that I see minerals dropping. So for anybody that has been asking, it's a lot easier to put it into a video, to put it into words, than trying to type it out. So that is the reason I reckon minerals will drop. Love to hear your comments, and whether you think I'm absolutely bonkers, or whether you think I'm onto something, or whether you've got something different entirely to add to that. Again, I don't know everything, far from it. I'm a little industrialist when all's said and done, but this has been shown time and time again after patches, when we had the huge battleship changes to I can't remember, it was mineral changes. There was something happened 6-7 years ago, and it took a year and a half, give or take, for battleships to get back to their prices, because people had built so many of them and stockpiled so many. It took a year to get through them. So I'll wrap up there. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you drop the skin that you want as well as your in-game name, and please drop a like. That's much appreciated, and I'll talk to you again soon.